credo valga la pena di parlare di questo video, perché potrebbe darci un quadro più ampio o farci riflettere sulla situazione attuale del cinema occidentale in generale, no? Benvenuti o bentornati sul mio canale, mi chiamo Greg e cerco di parlare di intrattenimento in modo non convenzionale, se ci riesco. Allora, prima di addentrarci in questo video, credo siano necessarie le solite premesse. Premesse che faccio sperando che almeno prima di commentare siate arrivati qui. Esattamente dopo pochi secondi dall'inizio del video, lo spero vivamente. Solitamente, se mi conoscete, preferisco leggere e commentare direttamente gli articoli che trattano di un particolare argomento, ma in questo caso un video di Matt Walsh mi ha portato a decidere di parlarne, soprattutto per chi non conosce Walsh o non ha accesso ai suoi contenuti, o a chi ancora non è apparso nei feed o nelle notizie qualcosa riguardo questo video. Perché all'estero ne stanno parlando mentre qui... Partiamo dal dire chi è Matt Walsh, perché magari non tutti lo conoscono. Matt Walsh è un commentatore politico conservatore americano, scrittore, podcaster e conduttore del The Matt Walsh Show su Daily Wire. Ricordatevi, conservatore. È conosciuto per avere posizioni molto critiche verso la woke culture e quindi segnatevelo. Altra premessa, Walsh non lo seguo, non mi interessano i suoi contenuti, tranne quando si tratta di intrattenimento. E come è giusto che sia, a volte sono d'accordo con alcune sue posizioni, altre volte no. Così come ho apprezzato qualche suo docufilm. Questo video di Walsh però l'ho guardato diverse volte perché tratta la crisi del cinema occidentale sotto punti di vista che possono essere risaputi se vogliamo, ma analizzandoli da una prospettiva diversa. Per questo ritengo che sia interessante e non obbligatoriamente condivisibile. La cosa principale sarebbe vedere integralmente il video, almeno il suo, prima di commentare, cosa che non è successa sul suo canale, dove leggendo un po' di commenti è facile intuire che in troppi si siano fermati a un momento preciso del video e si siano affrettati a scrivere senza avere il quadro completo. Il discorso di Walsh è articolato, non si può esprimere un parere senza averlo ascoltato integralmente. Eppure, leggendo a caso i commenti sotto il video, è chiaro che siano stati lasciati senza aver ascoltato tutto ciò che ha espresso Walsh e si siano limitati a ripetere i soliti due slogan. Comunque, spero che almeno sotto il mio video la situazione sia diversa. Ho fiducia nei miei iscritti. Partiamo col video di Matt Walsh, che potrete trovare anche sul suo canale nel caso, non so, vogliate vederlo comprensivo del momento sponsor, chi lo sa.
So this is a remake of a movie that came out 9 years ago. Okay, you'll have fourth graders watching this and reminiscing about seeing the original film way back in the day when they were in preschool. New York Times headline, 25 movies, many stars, 0 hits. Hollywood falls to new lows. And the article says, some were heavily marketed, many were championed by critics, most had star power, but not one of the 25 dramas and comedies that movie companies released in North American theaters over the past 3 months has become a hit. Certainly not in the way that Hollywood has historically kept score. Some have played to near-empty auditoriums, including After the Hunt, starring Julia Roberts, Christie with Sydney Sweeney, and Die My Love, featuring Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson. To succeed in theaters today, dramas and comedies must have event status, something truly elevated and special, said Kevin Getz, an author of the new book, How to Score in Hollywood, which looks at film bankability. While success at box office is always correlated to how much it costs to make a film, Hollywood has historically used $50 million in ticket sales over an entire run as a benchmark for a widely seen drama or comedy. By that measure, After the Hunt is a catastrophe. It cost an estimated $70 million to make and collected $3.3 million. And then there's this Jennifer Lopez one that cost $30 million and brought in $1.6 million in ticket sales over a month.
C'è un motivo per cui Walsh parte parlando di un remake, di cui farà un approfondimento più avanti, facendo un paragone con alcuni titoli che hanno fatto un tonfo colossale al botteghino.
So Hollywood films are flopping all over the place, and it feels like you've heard this story before because you have. This is a trend that's been noticeable for years, but it seems to be worse now than ever. Is this the beginning of the end for Hollywood? Is this the end of the end? Is it not just the beginning? Is it actually the end? Kind of seems like it.
Sì, anche se c'è chi lo nega, cosciente o meno che sia in realtà. Ci sono quelli che credono davvero alle parole di chi decreta come è successo un film anche quando ha sì e no coperto le spese, o i paragoni con film di 40 anni fa senza fare il calcolo realistico dell'inflazione.
I will say that I differ from, I think, a lot of conservatives on this, and that's not something that I celebrate necessarily. I know a lot of conservatives are happy when they see articles like this. Hollywood is falling. They're happy about it. I understand why. I share the sentiment at some level. Okay, so it's like, I get it, but I can't really see it as a win because I think what comes after it will be a lot worse. That's the problem. Once the movie business is finished, the movie business as we have known it, for the past 80 or 90 years or whatever, once that's over, and I think it basically is. I mean, it almost is. Whether or not that's a good thing really depends on, okay, well, what replaces it? What comes after it? And I think that what comes after Hollywood, what comes after the entertainment industry is not anything better. It's really just an endless stream of content on your phone. I mean, that's what actually has replaced the movie business. Your phone, random videos and content on your phone. As we've talked about, the atomized, fractured culture instead of the monoculture. So that's what comes next.
Fermiamoci un attimo, non posso dargli torto. Se il cinema occidentale, non solo Hollywood, finirà una parte della nostra cultura, della nostra società. Sarebbe giusto che si levassero di torno quelli che hanno causato questi problemi, ma non che l'industria intera scompaia. E l'argomento telefono lo sto ripetendo da un po' di tempo anch'io,
And all the endless pages, all of the proverbial ink being spilled over this question of what happened to Hollywood? Why is it falling? Why is it failing? It's not the quality of the film mainly. It's not wokeness, right? That is part of the problem. I mean, that hasn't helped, but it's not really that. It's actually just the phone, right? It's the box that we all carry around and we're just looking at it all day. Like, that's really why. And I would take Hollywood over the endless scroll. I would take the movie business over just the people sitting there doing this all day on their phones, staring at nothing. I think it's better to watch a bunch of mindless Hollywood popcorn flicks than spend all day just drooling while you stare at whatever the algorithm feeds you. And, so like I said, we talked about the death of monoculture. Everything is consumed by phones and algorithms, and that's what's happening. And any analysis of this that overlooks that point is overlooking the point.
In che senso?
Questo è il punto dove troppa gente si è fermata e ha deciso di commentare senza proseguire. E pensiamo che questa gente ha ascoltato o visto il video nella propria lingua, non con una traduzione, quindi non ci dovrebbero essere equivoci. Walsh dice chiaramente che la woke culture è uno dei problemi, ma non vuole che si ignorino gli altri, tipo lo smartphone.
I will say, though, there's one other factor. It's not the biggest, but not the smallest either. And if we're talking about the box office specifically, if we're talking about theaters, there is one other thing killing the box office, killing movie theaters, and that is the quality of the experience. And I don't even just mean the films. I mean the actual experience of the theater itself has declined dramatically. I mean, anecdotally, I have the same anecdotal experience that a lot of people do, which is I don't go to movies nearly as much these days as I used to. Part of that is because there's not as many movies I'm interested in. Part of that is because I'm older now and I got a million kids and everything going on. But also, on the rare occasion when we go, sometimes you go and the experience is just ruined. It's a miserable experience, and you're thinking like, I should have just watched this at home. Just wait 3 weeks and it'll be out on Netflix or something. I'll watch it there.
Esatto, altro fattore. Lo streaming sta iniziando a sostituire l'esperienza della sala, perché possiamo guardare un film su schermi praticamente perfetti, con impianti audio più che buoni, ma nei termini che decidiamo noi, sia di tempo che di compagnia di visione.
The experience has declined in the same way that the experience of flying on a plane has declined, going out to eat. It's the same thing that killed malls. Everyone says the internet killed shopping malls, but that's not entirely true. Malls were already on the way out because the experience of going to them was not, it was just not a fun experience anymore. I remember growing up, we had a mall we used to go to, and it was a family friendly. You'd go and you eat lunch there, and you go to the arcade and you check out some of the shops and stuff, and it was kind of you'd hang out there for like hours. It was a thing people did back in the early 90s and before that. And then in this case, they built a metro stop right next to the mall. And next thing you know, the mall is now, shall we say, urbanized. And now there was this family-friendly mall, and now there's drugs, and there's shootings in the parking lot. And it's just not a place you want to bring your kids anymore. And it was just destroyed. It was this nice thing that people like to go and do, and it was fun for the community, and it was just ruined. It was just ruined. And so many things like that. So I think it's a similar sort of scenario. On top of that, social etiquette in general has declined. Everyone is afraid to enforce the rules. Audiences are obnoxious and loud and rude.
Per questo io mi rifiuto di andare a uno spettacolo in Italia, tralasciando l'argomento doppiaggio. Preferisco orari serali all'estero e per film in cui so che il pubblico è mediamente adulto. Provate, se non l'avete già fatto, ad andare in sala in Italia a una proiezione in lingua. possibilmente senza sottotitoli. Vedrete la differenza. Gente educata, schermi spenti, solo voi e il film.
And the funny thing is that everyone says that ticket prices are too high and that's what's killing the movie theaters. And at some level, I get that. It is way too much. But you could also argue that the way to save the movie theaters is to go the other way now, to make movies even more expensive. Like, get to a price point where the only people who will buy the tickets are the ones who actually want to sit down quietly and watch the damn movie. Raise ticket prices another 100%, and it'll be way too expensive. It already is, but at least then you can be pretty sure that, okay, like no one is going to buy this ticket and then sit down and be on their phone. No one is going to go in there with a whole group and be loud, obnoxious.
Ma che veramente?
Questo è un punto che molti potrebbero dibattere, ma che in qualche modo ha un senso. Non lo avrà per i gestori delle sale di sicuro, perché il pubblico si ridurrebbe ulteriormente, ma per lo spettatore che vuole vedere il film in santa pace farebbe la differenza, e come?
But I'll tell you what the problem isn't, as I've already referenced. The problem is not the quality of the films. And I know that that's the standard conservative response. Well, they just don't make movies like they used to. And I agree with that. I mean, I'm the one who's talked about how the movie industry peaked in 20 years ago, and I believe that that's true. So I don't think that the quality, I think that the quality has declined, but I don't think that's the reason. Because, and this is like the uncomfortable truth that it kind of lets us off the hook as an audience if we can say, oh yeah, well, you know, we just demand better quality content, right? Well, but we really don't.
Se di primo impatto mi sono trovato in contrasto con quello che ha detto Walsh, il discorso nel suo complesso è qualcosa di condivisibile, e infatti fa qualche esempio.
And here's my proof. So I saw this yesterday. This is the teaser, and we're not going to play the whole, but it's like just 10 seconds. So the teaser for the live-action adaptation of Moana just came out yesterday, I guess, and people are very excited, I suppose. So a few things about this live-action adaptation of Moana. First of all, it's not live-action. Almost the whole thing is animated. You know, almost the whole thing is CGI. There are like two human characters, and you can already tell. If you watch the preview, it's like, but you can tell that maybe two human characters, the rest is CGI. And everything, even the water and the trees. Okay, if you see a shot of, they're standing on a hilltop and there's grass, even that is CGI. They're going to CGI a hill with grass. They're going to CGI everything. So it's a live action adaptation, but it's not live action. It's actually basically a cartoon. So this is a remake of a movie that came out 9 years ago. They're remaking a movie that I took my 12-year-old daughter to see when she was 3 in theaters. So this is very, very recent. It is so recent that there are kids who will have seen both the original and the remake in theaters before they graduate elementary school. Okay, you'll have 4th graders watching this and reminiscing about seeing the original film way back in the day when they were in preschool. You know, they'll lean over to their younger friend in the theater and say, I remember many moons ago sitting in that exact seat watching the original film all those years ago. I think it was Humphrey Bogart, was Maui, I believe. So it's very recent is my point. And they just put out like a sequel last year. This is a remake of a 9-year-old movie, which has never been done before, as far as I know. It's a remake that quick. This is a shot-for-shot remake of an animated film that just came out. And the remake itself is also mostly animated. So this is the least inventive, least creative, most uninspired thing Hollywood has ever done. And it will make $90 billion at the box office. And we all know it, okay? It will earn more than like the GDP of Nigeria at the box office. On the first day, it'll be a smash hit. I wish I could say that, oh yeah, it's going to flop. It's not. I mean, it's going to be huge. So we all say that the box office is failing because Hollywood puts out low-effort slop. And yet, the low-effort slop is the only thing that anyone will go see. The low-effort slop earns billions of dollars. Actually, the movies that are flopping, for the most part, are original films. Everyone says, oh, Hollywood doesn't make original films. Well, they actually still do. It's just that no one sees them. Nobody will go watch those movies. No one will go see the movie unless it's a sequel, remake, right? A franchise thing.
Vero, molto spesso sono usciti film che non avevano contenuti woke, fatti con passione, alla vecchia maniera se vogliamo, e io li ho anche consigliati. Il risultato? O i video sono stati completamente ignorati, o arrivava chi senza averlo visto che sosteneva che i contenuti woke ci fossero, e come, perché magari glielo aveva detto il suo guru di riferimento, uno di quelli che non guarda il film, ma è semplicemente un grifter da social. Ho visto film e serie che non erano remake o reboot, ma prodotti nuovi, li ho consigliati, ho provato a coinvolgere, niente. Il risultato mi è parso esattamente quello che descrive Walsh. Non si vuole davvero prodotti di qualità, si vuole continuare a parlare male di quelli che la qualità non l'hanno vista nemmeno per sbaglio.
And And that's just, that's the truth of it. So a lot of blame to go around on this thing.
Non ha tutti i torti. E con questo non sta accusando il pubblico, sta analizzando le cause per cui la nostra società sta iniziando a disertare le sale, sempre più coinvolta da contenuti brevissimi sullo smartphone e spesso più interessata alle polemiche che circondano i film e le serie, piuttosto che cercare, magari con uno sforzo in più, qualcosa di piacevole da vedere. La società è cambiata, anche a causa del comportamento degli studios e delle abitudini, ma dovremmo fermarci un attimo e farci qualche domanda. Siamo davvero ancora interessati al cinema? Comunque, fatemi sapere la vostra nei commenti. Grazie per essere rimasti fino qui e se vi è piaciuto questo video considerate di lasciare un like, un commento o di iscrivervi al canale. Sarebbe molto apprezzato. In caso contrario, grazie comunque per avermi fatto visita. Alla prossima! Perché non è il tempo e non è il luogo per parlarne. Chiudiamo i social, spegniamo il computer, usciamo dal salotto e andiamo a farci un giro, va?